Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Okay. Krishna was testing. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna. Yes, I thank every one of you to join on time for this very, very technical chapter. Generally, people say this chapter is dry. Actually, anything which involves philosophy, everybody is not interested in learning philosophy. That is another reason. Bhakti without philosophy is just an enjoyment. And philosophy without bhakti is speculation. Are you able to understand what I'm saying? Philosophy, people who talk only philosophy without bhakti, they speculate. That means they derive their own definition and they give their own explanation for bhakti. So that is only speculation. So philosophy without devotion is speculation. Devotion without philosophy is, just now I said, who wants to say? Hare Krishna.
Enjoyment.
Enjoyment. Correct. Very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji. So without this knowledge, we keep on saying, oh, I am doing bhakti. I am chanting. I am attending Mangalarati. All those things, if we keep on saying, we are not doing for the pleasure of the Lord. We are not doing it for Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. We are doing it for our own pleasure. So it is enjoyment. So remember very well. Philosophy is very essential for bhakti. Unless and until we know the philosophy in bhakti, in devotion, we will not be able to stay. Somebody coming and telling, oh, you learnt like that, that isn't all wrong. What I am telling only is correct. We will flow with their thought. So that means समय के प्रवाह में चले जाएंगे. We will not be able to understand, apply our own knowledge, try and analyze and understand what bhakti is. So both are dangerous. Speculation is also dangerous. Our own enjoyment is also dangerous. And we will leave the path and we will fall down. That is the reason bhakti is protected. How nicely it is protected, you see. To come to the level of bhakti, normally we have to purify our heart. How can we purify our heart? By doing karma. The more karma we do, more marpadti hai. Is it not? We go to office, we sincerely do our work, still our boss will give do tappat. After doing very well also. Then slowly, gradually, our tolerance, just a visa shashakam, Trinada Pishuni, Chena, Tarora Pisa Hishnuna, Amanadena, Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadahari. Make me more tolerant than the tree. Make me more humble, humility. Right? Khoob dhakka khana padta hai. When we do karma, we keep studying, sometimes we fail. Sometimes we get, we aim for gold medal, we get just passing mark. Then we get the humility. Oh, nothing is in my hand. There is somebody else who decides my destiny, who writes my destiny. Nothing is in my hand. So karma karna padta hai. That is why first to sixth chapter, do activities. And slowly Krishna was teaching, do activity, but try to get detached from the result, because nothing is in your hand. I am the enjoyer, I am the doer, I am the I'm a creator, I am the annihilator, I am the benefactor. Everything is in my hand. 5.29, you remember? Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Sugritam Sarva Bhutanam. Today we are going to learn about it. Sugridam Sarva Bhutanam. Sarva Bhutanam, in all living entity. Sugridam, I am seated in their heart. That is why I come to know what will be their next journey. Means what? Whatever they desire now, accordingly I will give them the yoni. Whatever is this their desire, accordingly I will give them a body. Okay, so today's chapter is that only. What is body? What is destination? Who knows what we desire? How does he come to know? How to transcend? Once if he had written, he has written, oh, she or he decided this, desired this. very difficult to overcome. But there is a process to overcome that also. By mistake, if you had decided something, later we realize in our life, till we came to Krishna consciousness, we never knew we should not desire anything which the Lord does not want. Then that is the bija, that is the seed we are sowing. To enjoy that seed, we have to take birth. We have to go through what we have sown. We have to harvest the plant. We have to take our own flight, right? Nobody will come and help. We have to ply our own flight. Don't blame anybody what we are going through. What we are going through is all our accumulated sins, which we are now harvesting. Okay, so such a beautiful thing, So who knows it? How to transcend this? Why do we get this body? Why do we get this body? All these things will be explained in today's chapter. And I'm really telling you, it is technical. It is not dry. It is technical. One who wants to know everything, why. These days, children want to always know why something is happening. Without knowing why, they don't want to accept what we tell them. So for them, it is very, very important. And your own children may ask, why should I chant? They will ask, you can tell these are the reasons you need to chant. Okay, Hare Krishna. If you remember, in the 8th chapter, Arjuna asked 8 questions to Krishna, right? What are the questions he asked? What is Adi Yajnam? What is Brahman? What is Adi Daivam? What is Adi Bhautam, Bhautik? And Prayana Kale Pichamam, 7th chapter end, last verse, Krishna told, if you remember me at the end, you can come. So the another question, 8th chapter, he adds is, how to remember the Lord at the end of this life, so leaving the body, so that I will be able to reach him. So Krishna beautifully answered whole of 8th chapter, Anta Kale Chamameva, you can come. Adi Bhautik is this material nature. Adi Daivam is that Devatas, and Adi Yajnam. Adi Yajnam is the Paramatma who is sitting in our heart, because he is the Yajna Purusha. Like that he told. So today, after learning Bhakti, yesterday, what Bhakti we learned? Akaituki, Ananya Bhakti. Do you remember? The heading which was given was Ananya, na Anya. Only one thing we have in our life, that is Krishna Prema. I want to please that Supreme Personality of Godhead. So only that desire. Sarva Upadi Vinir Muktam Visa. So what do we have to do to get away from all those qualification which you have got, mother-in-law, grandmother, sister, daughter-in-law, all those things? Only one thing. What is that? Rishikena, with the senses, sevanam. To whom? Rishikesha. We have to serve that Rishikesha, who is the controller of all senses. So with our senses, we have to serve him. To serve with our senses, with our own senses, we try. Not possible. So for that, Krishna has to give us those senses with which we will be able to serve him. Atta Sri Krishna Nama Adi Nabhaved Grahyam Indriyaihi. It is not conceivable to these senses. So what we have to do? Sevin Mukhe Hichihwado. Keep on reciting, keep on glorifying, keep on doing Kirtanam. We can do Kirtanam and keep on doing that. Krishna is telling, I will give you those senses with which you will be able to come to me. Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam. Whom he will give Dadami Buddhi? Tesham Satata Yuktana. One who worships me, Tesham Satata. Continuously, I will give them that knowledge with which they'll be able to come to me. Also, he told, Tesham Aham Samudrata. You remember that picture? We are now trying to cross over the material ocean with our own this thing. Not possible. But if you remember the Lord says, don't worry. I will come and give you, rescue you. I will give my hand with which you can come to me. Tesham Agam Samudrata. Mrityu samsara sagarat. I will help you to cross this ocean instantly. You can come to me. So in order to do Ahaituki Bhakti, the soul cannot exist in the air. Soul cannot keep. Soul has already gone. That we know. What is that? 2.27. Jata sehi dhruvar mrityur dhruvam janma mritasya cha. If we take birth, we will die. If we die, we will take birth. That is the niyam. Right? We will be born. So once if we are born, if we have to be born, if we have to enjoy the seed, what we have sown in the previous birth. So Lord has created the material nature for the jiva to enjoy those desires. So how can we? The soul needs a place. The soul needs a body. The soul, see, if the farmer has to sow a seed, he needs a field. Only then the field will, only then the seed will grow as a crop. He wanted to harvest mango. So he would have sown the mango seed. Now it will grow. Then the farmer will be able to harvest mangoes. Same way here, the soul needs a place. If the soul does not have a place to sit, how will it enjoy the desire? So the Lord has to give a place to the soul. Okay, so beautiful it is, right? Try and understand. It is extremely easy. So Kshetra, that is one thing. Okay, see, if the fields are there, the farmer who owns the field, he knows about his field, which corner, what is there. I know, like, what seed last year I have sown, what crop, next year what I want to, this year what seed I have sown. For that particular crop, how much water is required, fertilizer is required, the farmer knows. Does the farmer know about the next field? Farmer, will he know his neighbor's field? What did he do? What kind of harvesting he is going to do? What kind of farming he has done? He doesn't know. So the farmer knows about his field. Same farmer does not know about the next field. But there's a king. There's a king in that region. That king knows about every field. Who has got how much, the acre, this much acre. Beside him, who is the owner of this field? Yeah, last to last year, what did he harvest? How much he harvested? What did he saw? How much harvest he got out of that? Everything he will know. The king will know. Is it not? So there are two knowers about the field. One, the owner of the field. Another one, the real owner. See, there are two owners. The king is also owner of that full village. And if I have a house, I am the owner of my field, my land, my house. But at the same time, the government wants to construct a road. Nowadays, subways and metros all are coming, isn't it? So I am the owner, but the government is coming and telling, hey, vacate this place. We want to construct metro over here. Can you say, no, this is my house. I will not give you. Can we say? So there is another owner. Same way, the Lord, Supreme Lord, is the actual knower or owner of this body. He has created this body. We have already seen how he has created this body. 24 elements. Is it not? What are they? Pancha Mahabhuta, Pancha Karmendriya, that is the working senses, Pancha Jnanendriya, knowledge acquiring senses, then Pancha Tanmatraye objects. These senses are attracted to some object. Right? I see a snake over here. Immediately a fear, emotion is developed in my mind. So the eyes were attracted by the object. Then the feeling comes. Then the process starts. Right? Emotions, the characteristics, all these things are very important in bhakti. So we are going to see that. So Pancha Mahabhuta, Pancha Karmendriya, Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha sense objects. Tanmatraye, we call it as 4, 5, 20. Manbuddhi Ahankar, 23. Okay, 24th element is the Prakriti, material nature also we can say, or material nature is only half manifested. You remember? Klesho dikkata raste sham avyakta sakta chetasam. What did the Lord say? 12.5. Avyaktascha sakta. Whatever had been manifested, that will give you only klesha. That will give you 3 types of klesha. Yesterday we saw 12.5. What is unmanifest? So we can say manifest or unmanifest. If we say manifest, that is known as 24th element, the material nature. Or if we say unmanifest, that is known as pradhan, that part of Mahat Tattva. The Lord, from the Karana ocean, he just glances at the Mahat Tattva, then everything comes out from the Mahat Tattva. What are those things come out? All the material nature. It's a day before we saw the mountains, the ocean, water, sun, moon, everybody comes when the Lord sees the Mahat Tattva. So Mahat Tattva is very big. 3/4 is material, 3/4 is spiritual world, only 1/4 is material world. So the 3/4 is avyakta, that has not been now manifested. That is so Prakriti we can say or Pradhan. Whatever it is the Mahat Tattva. 24th element. There are 2 more important elements we will be seeing. Till date we have not seen that. So what is? One is the individual soul. What is the individual soul? Without the individual soul, this remains only body. If that soul leaves, this remains only body. Achet, nothing can be done. So that is the individual soul, is the consciousness which brings life to this body. That is the soul. And that soul is a part and parcel of Mamaivamsho Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Somebody is part and parcel, that is right. So that somebody will also come along with the soul to see what does the soul do. To see what is the, role of that soul, which whatever, because Paramatma, you remember our biological father, mother, or who were next, previous birth and all, we don't know. But there is one person who always comes with us. Even if we are in a worm's body, he will come along with us. He will never leave us. Who is that? Parama Atma. So his Samsha, the Anu Atma. So 25th Anu Atma, the Jiva, the consciousness. Along with that, who is going to monitor. It will not interfere. It will only keep on monitoring and noting down. Okay, so it will this soul decided this. Next birth, when I give him next yoni, accordingly I will give him that yoni. So he is that Paramam. He doesn't have to take a, he doesn't have to take a notebook, diary and write everything. Okay, Hare Krishna. So Jiva, Anu Atma and Paramatma, Kshetrajna, knower of this body. Can we enter into? So briefly I have explained. So if anyone has a doubt, please write in your notebook. Okay, we are not, Paramatma does not have to. He is in every body. He doesn't have to take a diary and write. He will know every moment, every fraction of a second what we think, what the soul desires. But we need to write, right? So I request every one of you to write any doubt. This is a beautiful, most wonderful chapter. Only if we understand this chapter, we can enter into bhakti. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I have answered this already. Why bhakti is in between? Because when we begin, in order to purify our heart, we have to do karma. So the first 6 chapters, Krishna introduced karma, for which purpose this soul has taken this body. So by doing more karma, I told no, the so heart is purified. For that we have to do lot of karma. The more we do, the more we purify. The only human body is the only vehicle through which we can mrityu samsara sagara, through which we can cross this material ocean. What will happen? What is the prayojana? If we cross this material ocean, what will happen? Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanu darshanam. There will be a full stop. We don't have to again come, again go, come, again go. Jatasya hi dhruvor mrityur, 2.27. So many times I explained, correct? So first is 6th chapter. In between, bhakti is protected like a pearl. It's protected by both, like the turtle. The turtle is protected inside with a hard covering, both the side. Similarly, bhakti is covered because bhakti is the only culmination of karma yoga. The karma yoga culminates into bhakti. What we are going to learn now, so much knowledge we are seeing, right? 13th chapter to 18th chapter. That knowledge, why do we need all this knowledge? What are we going to achieve? Ultimately, jahan se aaye, wahan jana hai, destination is that only. There is no other destination. This world is like a jail. We have come one, I think Janani Mataji asked a beautiful question. You remember how he is above, beyond time. See, the jailer makes rule, but the jailer is not bound by the rules. Jailer makes a rule for the kaidis, those who are inside the jail. So that similarly, the Lord wants us to do bhakti. So coming into bhakti, Srila Prabhupada says very easy, but staying in bhakti is very difficult for us. We need to understand the philosophy. So that is why this philosophy is very, very essential. If we know the philosophy only, we will stay in bhakti. So 13th to 18th chapter, we are going to learn how to stay in bhakti. Okay, Hare Krishna. In truth, the entire Bhagavad Gita is bhakti only. But there are different ways. You see, from Madhya Pradesh, if you want to go towards Delhi, there are so many. You can go through Rajasthan, you can go straight to Chhattisgarh, you can go through West Bengal. There are so many ways. But ultimately, your destination is Delhi, however you go. So our destination is Paramdama, Param Brahma, Parandama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. We have to reach his abode, where from we have come. So for that, there are 3 different ways. Krishna was telling, what are they? Karma Yoga. Through Karma Yoga, we can get into Bhakti. Through Jnana Yoga, we can get into Bhakti. Through Ashtanga Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, we can get into Bhakti. Okay. So the last 6 chapters are going to describe about the devotion, how to achieve devotion through knowledge. Hare Krishna. It's really wonderful. It will not be just all of you think it is very interesting. It will be. Okay. In the 12th chapter, already Krishna told us how, he will personalize. Tesham Agam Samudrata, 12.7. Okay. Mrityu Samsara Sagarat. I will help you to how to come to me. And he knows if he takes us back, Naitimameti so Arjuna. If he takes us back, he promises in again 4th chapter, 9th verse, you will not come back. In so many verses, Abrahma Bhuvanalo ka punar avarti na Arjuna. Once you come to my lok, punar avarti, you will not come back. Many verses he has said, you just come to my abode. Then you will never come back. You will enjoy. You will enjoy as a constitutional position. What is that? Jivera Swarupa Koye Krishnera Nitya Dasa. That is our original position. So once we go back again, we will start serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotees, Vaishnavas. Serving Vaishnavas are more important than serving the Lord himself. So many stories yesterday also we saw, right? Srila Rupa Goswami's story we saw. See, serving the Vaishnava is very important. And one more story also, Chipram Bhavati Dharmatma Bhishma Pitama. I told you, I will tell you yesterday, there was no time, right? Jnana has its use in assisting our detachment. See, Arjuna asked, oh, I am not able to train this mind. I am not able to focus in chanting. All those things. See, chanting is like Shravanam. Shravanam is chanting. Glorifying Kirtanam is also chanting. Both are at the same time. But at the same time, we remember the Lord and then chant Smaranam. Smaranam is pervasive. What is meant by pervasive? Pervasive means it is applicable at all levels. That is the meaning of pervasive. Navavida Bhakti, Shavanam Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam Vandanam Pada Sevanam, Dasyam Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. So in all 9 Angas, Smaranam is there. If you want to do Dasya Bhakti, Smaranam is essential. You have to remember who is our Supreme Personality of Godhead, how I can serve Him. Say anything you take. Atma Nivedanam. One has to remember how can we serve the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead unless and until we are able to remember His feet. So Smaranam. That is why Prahlad Maharaj, that picture we saw, he was in that mad elephant's room. You remember? Best example for Smaranam is Prahlad Maharaj. Hare Krishna. And detachment. When Arjuna asked, I'm not able to control my mind, what did Krishna say? Samshayam magabaho mano durnigraham chalam. Mind will be running like that only. That's the nature of the mind. But how can you control it? Abhyasa and vairagya chagrahyate. With these two, you can get Abhyasa. Abhyasa is Navavida Bhakti we follow. Vaishnavas will help us to keep on practicing. But at the same time, there is a question. I'll ask you who is able to answer. Let me see. Raise your hand. Or you write in the chat. Chick came first or hen came first? Did chick come first or did hen came first? Did hen come first or did chick come first? Who came first? Big question, right? Similarly, here, the Lord is saying, you detach yourself from the material world, then you will get attached to me. But at the same time, it is not like that. We attach ourselves to Krishna, then we can detach. Because, the mind cannot sit idle. Mind can never be seated. Till the time the consciousness is there in our body, the mind can never be idle. So first we have to see where the mind should be attached. See, if you have to take something from a vessel, the vessel has to be full. Is it not? So first we have to fill the vessel, then only we can take it. If without filling the vessel, how can we take it? So similarly here, first we have to attach to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Number one, Dadami Buddhi Yogantam. He himself will help us too. And yesterday also we saw this. He will tell. Only the bhav is very important. Oh Krishna, we are not able to go. We are not able to go to Vrindavan. So, but the deep desire is there. The Lord will help you to create Vrindavan in your heart. The Lord will help you to create your home itself as Vrindavan. 5 Vrindavans are there. Okay, we will not get into that. But before that, what we are saying, first we need to attach ourselves to the Supreme Personality of God. So Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, we can attach. The Lord lives in Nam, Nama, Kari, Bahuda, Nija, Sarva, Shakti, just now we saw today. So the Lord has put in all his potency in his name itself. So his name is equal to the Lord himself. Nam Nama Kari Bhaguda Nija Sarva Shakti. So if we chant, we will automatically get attached to his name. So that will lead us in the next process with the mercy. Causeless mercy. Just now we saw. Nainam na dhanam na janam na sundarim bhavita ma jagadisha kamaye mama janmanishware bhavatar bhaktir ahaituki. Causeless bhakti he himself will give us. Hence, we use this much knowledge is required. How can we say simply sit and chant? We will chant, but the mind will be roaming around. So, but the Lord says it's okay. But slowly, gradually, you will get the practice. Abhyasa yoga yuktena. Okay. So, what are the questions Arjuna is asking in this chapter? What is Prakriti and Purusha? One set of questions. Prakriti and Purusha. Kshetra and Kshetrajna. Jnanam and Geyam. Okay. So one by one now, Krishna is going to answer. Because yesterday we saw that we have to, this body for devotional service. Srila Prabhupada defines as devotional service. Without this body, can we serve? No. Without knowing, how can we serve the Lord? Can we serve? No. If we serve, how will we able to transcend? What is the main? Tomorrow again we are going to learn from the from the Tamoguna to Satvaguna to lowermost is Tamoguna. So it doesn't mean one person is always in Tamoguna. We all in our heart, so many Hiranyakashipus are there, That is why, listen to this very carefully. It is so beautiful. See, Devata, 17th chapter. Daivasura Sampati Vibhaga Yoga, and 16th chapter. Daiva Asura. Two types of people are there. Daiva and Asura. Daivi Pravritti and Asuri Pravritti Vale. In the Satya Yuga, these Daivi and Asuri Pravritti people were living in different logas, not in the same universe. They were living in different universes. Okay. And when the Satya Yuga came, they started living in the same universe. See Sri Lanka, the Raman and Ram. Right? They live in the same universe. And when the Dwapara Yuga came, they started living in the same family. Kauravas and Pandavas, Kuru dynasty. And in Kali Yuga, Daivi and Asuri Pravritti are living in the same human being. That is true, no? Sometimes you think I have acted confidently I can say I have acted like Hiranyakashipu so many times. So it is, so that is why that jnana is very, very essential. Without the process, how to transcend from that Asuri bhav to the Daivi Pravrti. That is why jnana is very, very essential. So one by one verse we will see. But yes, Prakriti is a material nature, Purusha, there is only one enjoyer. That is 5.2. But Bhoktaram Yajya Tapasam. That one enjoyer, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that I told the story already. Yeah, I remember Raghunath Das Goswami, Mirabai came. You remember? That time he said there is only one Purusha, all others are. That's why in many verses also he says, Striyo Vaishyas Tata Shudras. Like that, Tepi is Yoni Papayaha. Krishna, whenever he says, no, he tells everybody is three, everybody Vaishya. We all are Vaishya. Nobody is Brahmana. In this Kali Yuga, nobody is Brahmana. Because Brahmana's duty is what? Patanam, Yachanam, Yachanam. So, but here, Yachanam, Yachanam is only Madhukari. But what we do? We go to office, we beg our boss. When will they give salary? When will first day will come? When will I get money in my account? So, we all are Shudras. Okay? Hare Krishna. Kshetram, this body. Soul needs a body to act in order to satisfy his unsatiated desire of the previous births. Not one birth. How many births we have already taken? How many yonis we have taken? We know. That is why Krishna has given a apohanam cha. 15.15 he say, Jnanam smritir, Jnanam apohanam cha. I give the memory, I give the jnanam, I give the apohanam. Forgetfulness. Otherwise, if we are pig in the previous birth, what will happen? We will not be able to eat even one handful of meal, right? Jnanam, Geyam, understanding the Kshetra. Jnanam, we need knowledge, the process. We have already discussed in 10th chapter. There is one is the Sambandha. What is our last relation? Another one is the Abhideya process. Once we establish the relationship, how to reach him? That process is the Jnanam. Yesterday also we saw 35. Samadukke Sukhe Bhutva. So many we saw, no? Advesha Sarva Bhutana Maitra Karuna Evacha Nirmamo Nirahankara Sama Dukka Sukha Kshami. All these things are the knowledge. One person has to be equipoised. Samadukka, Shitoshna, Shatrau. What is that? Yona Grishyati na dveshti, na shochati, na kankshati. Shubha Shubha Parityagi. In 12th chapter, all these things are coming, Shitoshna Sukha Dukkeshu, Samasanga Vivarjitaha. All are 12th chapter. 35 qualities we saw. Today also, Krishna is going to tell, I think 24, but out of that 4 are very important, 20 apart from that. Okay, he is going to tell us from 8th verse to 12th verse. That is the Jnanam, basic knowledge, what we need in order to lead our life. We say, consider every living being as equal. In so many verses we saw. We're treating everyone equally, thinking the same Paramatma is living in their heart also. Right? And finally, about whom we have to know? Why do we have to treat everybody equal? Because in their body also the same Paramatma is living, who is living in our heart, who is living in our body. Same Paramatma. That is the goal of knowledge, to understand the Paramatma. So we have again seen Sat Chit Anand. That is a Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, Bhagavan realization. Through Jnana, we come to Brahman level. That is a Jnana, that is a Jnanam. Then we come to yogis, come up to Paramatma level. In their Dhyanam, they come up to Paramatma realization. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Shaktate. 3 realizations. Okay, so that last one is Bhagavan realization. If you remember Srila Prabhupada's examples also we discussed, right? The train and the mountain topic. Okay, Hare Krishna, who is reading? We have to read very fast. Who is reading today? Shesh Prabhu is there. Are you there, Shesh Prabhu? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, go fast.
Okay, Mataji. Arjuna said, "Oh my dear Krishna, I wish to know about Prakriti, nature, Purusha, the enjoyer, and the field and the knower of the field, and of knowledge and the end of knowledge." The blessed Lord then said, "This body, O son of Kunti, is called the field, and one who knows the body is called the knower of the field."
Okay, we have already explained. Correct, Haribol. This body, soul needs a place to perform activities. And who knows about this body? As I told, the farmer knows only about his body. But the king knows, farmer knows about only his farm. But the king knows about all the fields. Same way, there are two knowers. One is the soul, which knows only about this body, but the Paramatma knows about everybody. A person may be sitting very close to me. The children sometimes happen, the mothers feel so bad. Child cries. Mother is unable to understand, why is my child crying? She doesn't know why the child is crying. But the Paramatma knows what is going through in the mother's heart, what is the mother thinking, also the Paramatma knows, and what is happening with the child, also the Paramatma knows. So Paramatma is the knower of everybody. Chetana Chet Paramatma enters not only living things, also non-living things. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. Mataji, the slide. Okay, Mataji. क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम. O Sion of Bharata, you should understand that I am also the knower in all bodies, and to understand this body and its owner is called knowledge. This is my opinion.
This word cha. Cha is very, very important. Cha means also. See in the meaning? I am also. So, see, she is also coming. That means somebody is going and she is also going. Is it not? So somebody, there is a knower. There is I am also the knower. So that somebody is the jiva. The somebody is the soul. How do you know that the soul is there in the body? How do we know the soul is there in our body? 2 reasons. Tell me, we have already learnt. How do we know that the soul is in our body? Hare Krishna. It means she will know. Consciousness. Number one. Number one is the consciousness. Number two, you remember the body goes through, 6 stages. It is conceived, it stays for some time, then it grows, dwindles, and finally it vanishes. We have seen. Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavanam jara. Kaumaram, Yavanam, Jara, the body grows. There are so many cells which die every minute and so many new cells come. The body goes through changes, but the soul remains the same. But because of the soul, the body grows. So we know there is a soul in our body. If the soul is not there, how will the body grow? How will the body walk? How will the body talk? Okay, so that is, so the Lord is saying that, understand that I am also the knower. That means there is already a knower jiva in your body, but at the same time, I am also the knower. See, such a big, vast land is there. The Lord knows. If you remember, Janma, Dasya Etonvayati Tiratas Chartesha Abhijna Swarat, I told you, remember? 1.1.1. Charteshwa Abhijna. Directly or indirectly, Abhijna. Cognizant, knower. The Lord knows. The chief engineer, example, I explained one of the days. So, chief engineer, even if he is not present physically in that field, he knows about all his project. Every nook and corner of the project, is it not? So, the vast land the Lord has created, but He is the knower of everybody. He is the knower of every nook and corner because He is the creator. So there should be no doubt. Okay, so that is Paramatma. Param means apara. Para is Param Brahma. Apara is material. Para is spiritual. Param spiritual knowledge. Apara Vidya, material education, material knowledge. Yes. Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. That knowledge of the field of activities and of the knower of activities is described by various sages in various Vedic writings. It is especially presented in Vedanta Sutra with all reasoning as to cause and effect.
Hari Bol. That's Sat Asat. Sat Asat Yoni Karmashu. Sat Asat. Sat is the cause, Asat is the effect. So if a tree is there, oh, we can't think the tree came on its own. No, we may be surprised. How come there is a tomato plant over here? I never saw the seed. This is what we think, but it's not like that. Somewhere either the bird might have brought in, or some other, reptiles might have dropped it, or even from their waste also the seed would have come. So there is a cause. Without the cause, it will not come. So this material world, when it comes on its, like when it is created, it is a blunder to think it came on its own. Something, what do you call it, that theory? It banned theory. We say no, it's not like that. If this phone is there, if the pen is there, it didn't come on its own. It came for a reason. And how it come? Definitely there's a creator. Somebody has produced it. Even, okay, Mataji, go, nobody produced on its, at least the material. Somebody has created the material. If we are wearing clothes, somebody has created this cotton plant long time back. The first seed has come from somewhere. Without that, how will it come? So that is the cause and effect. Sat Asat. Beautiful. That shloka is also, verse is also very, very wonderful. Okay, but the realization doesn't happen like that, isn't it? This we have seen already in the, I think, 9th chapter or 4th chapter also we have seen. Okay, so the realization comes gradually. We don't straight away realize the soul. So in order to understand the soul, first this body is made with 26 elements also we can say, including the Paramatma. So a person, those who are in actually speaking Tamoguna, they are very happy with this realization. I am able to eat today. My hunger is done. That's it. And that is all the realization they have. Today is over. About tomorrow, they don't want to know anything. They don't want to understand anything. They don't even want to know. Today, jisne khana diya, wo kal bhi dega. Even they don't want to understand that. Today, mine is over. So that means they are very happy with the bodily concern. That is Annamaya. They are known as 5 layers of slits. This body is made up of 5, it has got 5 slits. Kosha, we call it as in Sanskrit. Okay, English it is sleeth, Sleath. So the outward, what we see, the skin, we can, he is very fair, he is very, so like that and all we say, no. So that is so beautiful. We can explain a lot many things. Gross matter, you remember? The senses are better than the gross matter. Second chapter, 52nd verse, I think. So, okay, fine. Beyond that, one person is very much, now tired. Okay, I'm very happy with the body. He wants to grow in his life. He wants to gradually elevate in his standard. Then he also realizes that, oh, this body is not, like something non-living. There is something living entity is there in this body. If that if that life force is not there, this remains only a body. It doesn't come a living entity. It doesn't become a living entity. So when he realizes that, he comes to the next level of understanding, that is prana, apana, udana, vidana, samana. Actually 10 kinds are there, 5 are main. Prana, apana, udana, vidana, samana. Okay, these 5. They run throughout the body. Why the ailments come, if these, some people say arthritis, back is caught, all those things. When this air enters sukshma, it's very, very sukshma. Can we see the air? No. So this very sukshma, it can enter, it can, get into any part, any vein, nerve, here, there. So sometimes it gets into that, unrecommended things. Then only we say ailments come. So that is prana, life force. After that, yes, we have the mind. Mind is more powerful than the prana. Mind is more powerful than the sense organs. Mind is powerful than the senses. Because if the mind is trained, the mind will control the eyes, the mind will control the tongue. Hey, tongue, don't eat. Tomorrow, yesterday only, he went to the doctor. Doctor strictly refused to eat gulab jamun. Tomorrow, he will have to go to doctor again. Don't eat gulab jamun. Mind will tell, right? For that, we need to train the mind. Dhyayate vishano. Bandhuratmatmanastasya evatmaivatmana jitaha. Bandhuratma, we make it our friend. Then how can we do that? By training. The mind will listen. We can train, even the dogs and elephants are trained. Why can't we train our mind? Only the endeavor is falling short. Lord has given all the process to us. He has taught us everything. He has given the Bhagavad Gita manual. How many of us come in this online platform and how many of us learn? Right? So we can't blame the Lord. Something comes, we blame him. Oh Lord, because of you, everything. Something good happened, it is prakrite kriyamanani kuneka karmani sarvashaga. Ahankara vimudatma karta agamiti manyate. I did it. Automatically it comes, right? So that means the mind. So once we understand, the mind plays a very, very vital. There are 3 doers, we know that, right? One is the mind also, mind and intelligence, one doer. And another one, of course, who sanctions? Paramatma, soul desires, mind plans, intelligence analyzes. So mind and intelligence together, they plan and analyze which is the best. But the Paramatma sanctions. So there are 3 doers for any activity which we do. Today we are sitting and talking. That means 3 doers are there. The Purva Janma, somewhere or the other, Prapra Punya Kritam Lokwa. You might have done some Sukriti. So you are able to hear Bhagavad Gita. All glories to Namanishra Prabhu. Right? Because of him, 55 batches have gone. So some reason you are here. Without that reason, again, that is why there's a cause and effect. And once we are here, that means our mind is trained. That is the reason we are here. And through Bhagavad Gita, we are learning the Vijnanam. Vijnanam is a realized knowledge. Tattvavit, the realized knowledge. Okay, and practically, once learning the Bhagavad Gita is of no use. 700 verses also, if you know, and not even one we apply in our life. No, I'm not this body also, we don't know. Keep fighting. Something is happening. Oh, my body, my eye. We keep, what is the use of learning Bhagavad Gita? So that realized knowledge, what we put into practice is Vijnanamaya Kosha. Anandamaya, that is the bliss, soul, till the soul, Bhagavan realization. So, what is that? Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, and Bhagavan realization. Yesterday we saw that, I think 12.8, 8, 9, 10. 11 we left to 12. So 5 stages we saw. If not this, do bhakti. If not do this. This way you can do bhakti. Right? So similarly, what gives us this knowledge? Vijnana, the realized knowledge gives us the knowledge how to realize Bhagavan. If Paramatma realization, Jnanis, that is why yogis are better than Jnanis. Last verse. You remember in the 12th chapter, what was that the Lord said? Etu dharmyam irtamidam yatoktam paryapasate shraddadana matparama. Bhaktosmi me tiva me priyakha. What did he say? Jnanis are, no, not in this verse. He told in the 12th verse, if I remember, 12.12. Yeah. Sheyogi jnanam abhyasat jnana dhyanam vishishyate. Yogis are better than the jnanis because they come up to at least Paramatma realization. Jnanis remain up to only Brahman realization. But the devotees, they realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Paramatma. So it is Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Jnanam. Jnanam is of no use till we put into practice. Once we put into practice, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam. That Lord give us the understanding to come to Bhagavan realization. Yes, Prabhu.
The 5 great elements: false ego, intelligence, and unmanifested, the 10 senses, the mind, and the 5 sense objects, desire, hatred, happiness, distress, the aggregate, the life symptoms, and convictions. All these are considered, in summary, to be the field of activities and its interactions.
This we have been learning from second chapter. Second chapter, Sukha Dukkhe Samakritva, Labha Labha, you remember? Then yesterday also so many, all verses from 13 to 20. Okay, that qualities, 35 qualities we learned. So same, that 5 elements, why we have all these things? Because the Pancha Mahabhuta, with that this body is made up of. So when it is made up of with the Pancha Mahabhuta, it is like, okay, one example. How we imbibe the modes. And the modes automatically come. The moment we touch this material world, we are born, the modes come. Like the sun is there above, or moon is there. In the night, all of you imagine, the water is there. When the moon's shadow falls in the water, we think as the moon is shaking. Yes or no? But moon is not shaking. The water's turbulence. We understand by mistake that the moon is shaking. So that means the moon's effect is automatically there in the water because of the turbulences. Same way, because of the material nature, once we touch this material body, the material nature has got 3 guna. Because of the 3 guna, one person is a good person, one person is a bad person. He hates somebody, always he fights with somebody. All these things come because of the 3 guna, sattva, raja and tamo. Right? So that is why hatred, everything, all these things come because of the gunas, about which in detail we are going to learn tomorrow. Prabhu, I will read this, or better, okay, finish very fast. Amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa, shanti, arjavam, acharyopasanam, shaucham, stairam, atma vinigrahaka, indriyarteshu vairagyam, anahankare, evacha, janma, mrityu, jaravyadi, dukkha, doshana, darshanam, asaktirana, vishwangaha, putra, daragrahadishu, nityam cha, samachitatvam, ishtanishtopapatishu, mai chananya yogena, bhaktiravyabicharini, vivitta sevat, vivitta देश सेवित्वम अरतिर्जन संसदि अध्यात्म ज्ञान नित्यत्वम तत्वज्ञानम तदर्शनम एतत् ज्ञानमिति प्रोक्तम अज्ञानम यतोऽज्ञानम ज्ञानम. So this is the knowledge. Yes, Prabhu, just can you read the slide has come? It is like, all the qualities are amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa, shanti, arjavam. Just now I read, right? So you go downwards vertically, the whole, all 13.8 to 13.12 you will get. But everything we can't see. Importantly, 2 things we will see. One is very important. Last one we know. Performing unbreakable. You see the last one? Even-mindedness. What is that? Not elated or distressed. What is that? Ahaituki bhakti. By performing unbreakable devotional service. If you remember, last 3 days we have been learning. Savai pumsam parodharmo yato bhaktir adokshade. Ahaituki. Okay, Agaituki, unmotivated, apratighata, unbreakable. So this is very essential in all other things also. Even if you are a good person, you are a humble person, you have no pride in you, you have all self-control. Even if you have everything, one thing you need to have is the apratighata devotional, unbreakable devotion, and ahaituki. That is very important. It is like pervasive. Like Smaranam is there in Shravanam also, Kirtanam also, all other 8 angas. Similarly, this ahaituki, causeless bhakti, nadanam najanam visa. Ahaituki, okay? This is very essential. Another one very important thing is accepting a spiritual master. Acharya Upasana 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At the 6th one, you all of you see, this is essential, it is written. What is that? Accepting a spiritual knowledge. Because all this knowledge, 20 qualities, if we try to learn on our own strength, it is not possible. A spiritual master has to guide. Okay, so you want to give so many coaching centers are there. You say, NEET, I will prepare on my own. JEE, I will prepare on my own. Do we do it? Very rarely. Very, very rarely. 1 or 2 may be doing. That is, they are Atava Yogi Name Va Kule Bhavati Dhimatam Yetadzi Durlabhataram. They may be able to, who in the previous birth already, who all are elevated devotees for some reason or the other, they have taken birth in the Bhaktas, Vaishnava's house. But they will, the moment they come, they will first look for a spiritual master only. They don't have to endeavor for that. That's why I said. They don't have to endeavor. Automatically, they will be, those parents will have spiritual masters. So these children even don't even consider spiritual, biological parents as parent. For them, it is all the spiritual master only. So all other qualities, so many times we have discussed in many chapters. And tomorrow also, Sattva Raja we will discuss. Then also, anyway, Mataji posts the PPT, right? Go through this. Because, see, this is Abhideya. Okay, let me tell this. 3 signs, right? Bhagavad Gita. One is Sambandha. What is our relation? Second is Abhideya. So all this jnana is Abhideya. Through this process only, we can do Ahaituki Bhakti without going through this process. See, the gold is there. We take the gold mine, gold bar is there. The more we hit, intricate jewelry can be made. So the more we hit us, the more we go through all these shaucham, say for example, you have to clean and clean and clean. The heart has to be pure. Pravishya karna randrena bhavamam sarurgam dhunauti shamalam Krishna. Krishna enters through ear hole and dhunauti shamalam Krishna. He cleanses our heart. Sunvatam swakatam Krishna. Punyashravana kirtanam. Hridayantashya abhadrani. Krishna cleans our heart. So for that we have to go through all process. Krishna will not clean everybody's heart. Who is humble, who doesn't have any the pride, adam vitvam, who does not have all these things, who are more tolerant than the tree. Okay, tarorapi shagishnuna. In their heart only Krishna will clean, no. So that is why it is a process. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu, Shesh Prabhu.
I shall now explain the knowable, knowing which you will taste the eternal. Brahman, the spirit, beginningless and subordinate to me, lies beyond the cause and effect of this material world.
Hari Hari Bol. Again, cause and effect has come. So everywhere there is a cause and effect. Okay. The Lord is the cause and the material nature is the effect. So he knows when to hit that cause. Okay. So he is saying knowable. Ultimately, who is the knowable? The Paramatma. And we are the Anu Atma. Knowing that the Paramatma is eternal. But we have learned full 2nd chapter. What are the qualities of the soul? The soul is a part and parcel of Bhagavan Paramatma. So obviously, eternal Bhagavan and Paramatma are eternal. That is the reason. Soul has come from there and soul is eternal. So many verses. Na jayate mriyata vakatachin nayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuyaka visa. And na shastrani nainam dagati pavakaha. It cannot be cut into pieces by the weapons. It cannot be burnt. So many. And degnosmin vacha sijirnani yata vigaya. Like the old cloth we throw, the soul throws this body and enters into new body. We have full 2nd chapter we have learnt about this. Knowable. Who is the knowable? Paramatma is the knowable. And this is a beautiful verse. Yes, Prabhu, read the verse also.
Mataji, I can't. Okay. Sarvendriya gunabhasham, sarvendriya vivarjitam, nashaktam sarvabhrachaiva, nirgunam bhoktracha. The super soul is the original source of all senses, yet he is without senses. He is unattached, although he is the maintainer of all living beings. He transcends the mode of nature, and at the same time, he is the master of all modes of material nature.
Hari Bol. He is the original source of all senses. Agam sarvasya prabhavo mattaha sarvam pravartate. Visa. Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Isham vasyam idam sarvam jagattavyaktamurtina. So many verses we have learned so nicely. I'm very sure you all know the meaning and you understand. So he is the original creator, source of everything. But he is nirguna. He is not subject to the gunas. He is, aloof. Like one more we saw, no? What is that? Padma Patram Ivambasam. We saw like that. Water on the lotus leaf is not attached to the leaf itself. Similarly, he is not subject to Purnamadam Purnamidam. After everything has emanated from him, he is still Purnam. And whatever has been emanated is Purnam. Correct? So he is, and he is unattached. We have seen three gunas. Sorry, not three. Six. Right? The Lord is all six opulences. In that one is all renunciation. He is unattached. When he had to leave Vrindavan, he did not turn back to see, though his life was in Vrindavan. He was leaving the gopis and going. Today I heard in one of the lecture, I think Namnisha Prabhu only told, I think. See, when we do Dandavat Pranam, in the temple, when we Sashtanga, when we do, and in fact, the Lord also does. Similarly, when we go to the temple to see the Lord also sees us. That is why we have to go to the temple. The Lord feels so happy to see us in the temple. So it's very important. People may argue, I'm a devotee, I'm sitting at home all the time, I'm remembering the Lord. No, the Lord tells you come Archavigraha, worship. Why? It is recommended out of that 64 angas of bhakti. 5 angas are very, very important. Shravanam, association, that is chanting, association, Dham vas, Archavigraha worship, and Swadhyaya. Or the Archa Vigraha worship is very out of the 5 limbs of devotional services, very important. Okay, so that is what. And once we, but he doesn't have to get transcend. He is aloof. But why it's written he transcends the modes of nature, and at the same time he is the master also. We may think, as we had the doubt, once he has created, he is also a part to it, we think. Definitely not. It doesn't take no time at all. He transcends. That's all. He creates, but he transcends. He is not subject to the 3 modes of material nature. That is the 3 gunas. Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
The Supreme Truth exists both internally and externally in the moving and non-moving. He is beyond the power of the material senses to see or to know. Although far, far away, he is also near to all.
The best example for this internally, externally. How many of you know Narsimha prayer? Bahir Narsimha, Hridaye Narsimha. Outside also Narsimha lives, and in my heart also Narsimha lives. Right? The Lord. He is Damna Swena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam. What is it? He is in his abode, aloof. He is resting in the causal ocean. He is enjoying the services of his Vaishnavas, eternal sadhakas, in the Dham, in the Goloka. He is enjoying, but at the same time, he is in our heart also. He is internally also, he is there. He is Yatokasha Stito Nityam. We saw that. You remember? 9th verse only, 9th chapter only, I think. Like the air. It rests in the space, but it is there everywhere. Similarly, the Lord is there in his abode, but at the same time, he is living in everybody's heart. So he is nearer to all, he is very, very far away from all. All of you note down. It's a wonderful verse. Actually, time doesn't permit. We will have one extra day, 100% this time. Na? In that time, we will discuss many things like this. What is that? Isha Upanishad. 5th chapter, 5th verse, sorry, Isha Upanishad, 5th verse. You have to see. The Lord walks also, does not walk. But in human body, it's not like that. If he say one cannot walk, he cannot walk only. How can he walk? But it's not like that. The Lord walks also, does not walk. The Lord hears also, does not hear. The Lord sleeps also, does not sleep. How it is inconceivable, achintya. He is not conceivable to our this senses. For that, even to understand his vigraha, that Archa Vigraha worship, for that Premanjana Churita, unless and until he gives that Prema Anjana, how can we even see him? Not possible. So he is far and he is at the same time very near. He is in his loka, he is everywhere, he is sarvatra. One story I told you, remember? One boy came to learn something from a master. Master wanted to test the boy. So he asked the boy to check whether he is eligible even to learn from him, or am I going to waste all my time in him? He asked the boy, where is Bhagavan Kutra Asti? What did he say? Bhagavan Kutra Nasti? Where Bhagavan is not there? Bhagavan Sarvatra Asti. Then the Guru understood, oh, he is the right person for me to teach him. Where Bhagavan is not there. He is there in this laptop. He is there in the form of internet. He is there in me. He is in you. He is in the form what I am speaking. In my speech. He is there in your Shotram. Hearing. Yes, Prabhu.
The supreme truth exists both internally and externally. In the moving and non-moving, he is beyond the power of the material senses to see, to know. Although far, far away, he is also near to all.
Same, correct? It is the same. He is Achara and Achara. He enters into everything. Once he creates the material nature, who is that? Garbhodakshay Vishnu. Shirodakshay Vishnu enters in everybody's heart. But Garbhodakshay Vishnu enters into every universe. When the Lord, causal ocean, when the Karnodakshay Vishnu creates universes, Garbhodakshay Vishnu enters into every universe and creates the all the living, chara, all those things are created by him. For that also, who gave the knowledge? Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye. The Lord gave this knowledge into the heart of Adikavi. Who is Adikavi? Brahma. He gave this knowledge how to create this universe. Visarga. Okay, primary creation Lord does, Visarga Brahma does. So, when the Garbhodakshay Vishnu enters into every universe and he creates every moving and non-moving entities. Hare Krishna. Okay, he is situated in everyone's heart. Yes, Prabhu, you have read this? No. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. He is the source of light in all luminous objects. He is beyond the darkness of matter and is unmanifested. He is knowledge and he is the object of knowledge. And he is the goal at knowledge. He is situated in everyone's.
Sarvasya Chagam Hridi Sannivishto. In everybody's heart I am seated. And we saw Maya Dakshina Prakriti, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu, everything comes from me. The sun and moon are his two eyes. Sun gives us heat. Like one sun is sufficient for one whole universe. We don't need that one sun takes care. So similarly, the one Lord is sufficient to take care of the entire universes. All universes are taken care by him. And the sun, moon. See, we all have come from Lord's body. Bhagavatam explains so beautifully. From Shudras come from the lower part, and Kshatriyas come from his both hands, Brahmanas from the forehead. Like that, we all come from his own body. So he should be the goal of Geyam. Jnanam, object of knowledge. Geyam, goal of knowledge. So object of knowledge is also he, game is also he, because object of and the knowledge, the process is the jnanam. Okay, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji. So the Lord, the knower is also the Lord. What is to be known is also the Lord. To be known is the super soul, and the knower is the jiva of the individual body. Hare Krishna.
Thus, the field of activities, knowledge, and the knowable have been summarily described by me. Only my devotees can understand this thoroughly and thus attain to my nature.
So you all are great devotees, right? You all can understand very easily. This body is made up of 25 elements, 24 elements rather. Then the Jiva enters, 24th element. Then the Paramatma enters, 26th element. Okay. So what else we want to know? This everything, why I am here, how I came here. If you remember the two bird story, one bird is beautifully enjoying the material nature without even knowing that the hunter is behind. But the Paramatma is seeing, oh, how innocent the soul is without knowing that he is going to lose his life enjoying the material nature. So many examples Prabhupada gave. We have also discussed the goat. The front goat has been taken for, the butcher has taken, but the previous goat is still enjoying the food, grass. Same way hen. So many hens are in one cage. 5-10 hens have gone, but still they are busy eating the worms. They don't know. Human being also like that only. There has to be a difference between eating, mating, sleeping, defending. Even animals do, right? But there is a reason for taking this human body to understand the param. That is the spirituality. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Material nature and the living entities should be understood to be beginningless. The transformations and the modes of matter are products of material nature.
Eternal. That's what we saw, right? Aja. The Lord is not born. The Lord is eternal. So if he is eternal, all his creations are eternal, because if he is eternal right from the beginning, he is doing creation, maintenance and annihilation. Srishti Sthiti Pralaya. That Brahma Samhita beautifully explains. From time unknown, the Lord, that's why he told Arjuna, you remember, how come Krishna, you are telling, you told the sun god, you are in front of me, he told. No. And even in Bhagavatam, when Brahma asked, how come you taught this beautiful knowledge of creation? So how do I understand you? Then Krishna tells, I think in the second canto, Krishna tells in the second canto, 9th chapter, if I remember, Chatushloki, yeah. 9th chapter, second canto, verse number 33, 34, 35, 36. 4 verses. Chatushloki shloka. He tells, I am eternal. I have been there. There was no time when I was not there. There will be no time when I will not be there. I am the cause of all causes. I am the absolute truth. I am not relative at all. So the Lord has been doing this business of creation and annihilation time immemorial. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
कार्यकारणकर्तृत्वे कर्तृत्वे हेतुप्रकृतिरुच्यते पुरुषसुखदुःखानां भोक्तृत्वे हेतुरुच्यते. Nature is said to be the cause of all material activities and effects, whereas the living entity is the cause of the various sufferings and enjoyments in this world.
So beautiful, very beautiful. So if I am suffering today, Adhyatmik, Adibhautik, Adi Daivik, I am going through these kleshas, kleshodikatarastesham. Why? Because I have taken a bath. Why did I take a bath? Because I had a desire. Why did I have a desire? Because this material world is so attractive, like the bird. Bird enjoys. There's in front of me, in my reach, within my reach, in front of my eyes, such a ripened fruit is there. Why will not I enjoy? Isn't it? So that is why the nature, material nature, is said to be the cause. And material nature also the Lord created because we wanted to enjoy. That is why we have come from there. And since the Lord has sent us here, if it is dry without anything, without even the free will, if the Lord has not given us the free will to enjoy this material world, it will be a dry place. No enjoyment will be there. So when the Lord has created everything with the reason, cause, and he has given us a free will to enjoy this nature. That is why we enjoy. And this thought of enjoying itself, the root cause, dhyayate vishayan pumsa, keep on thinking of the desire, contemplating, then it becomes Shravanam, Kirtanam, all we say, Mananam, there is something. The mind keeps on thinking, like the cow brings the food again and again, and Charvita, Punaga, Charvita, Charvanana. We keep coming again and again in this material world. Whatever we have already chewed, we have been chewing and chewing and chewing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given a wonderful solution to this. Only Nama Sankirtan, correct? Yes, Prabhu. Very, very important verse. By heart this verse. Yes, Prabhu.
Purusha prakritisto hi punkte prakriti janguna karanam guna sangyosya sada satyoni janmasu. The living entity in material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus he meets with good and evil amongst various species.
Here Satatsas is given good and evil effects. Satatsas is also cause and effect. In the other Bhagavatam and all, it comes as a cause and effect. So what happens here? Purusha Prakriti Stohi. The living entity is in this material nature. That is the reason we follow whoever follows whatever they follow in this material world. We are following. As I told, the moment we touch this material nature has already got imbibed three qualities. So automatically, we are also touched by that. And because of this touch, because of this association of the three material nature, we come to go through, good, bad, klesha, all those three types of kleshas. Tomorrow we will learn how to transcend, how to go beyond these modes. So unless and until we transcend, because till Sattva Guna, we will be only again Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi only we will be. We have to transcend all three modes. That is Vishuddha Sattva. So when that is beyond the material nature, and it is very easy. So don't miss tomorrow's class. Tomorrow the Lord is going to tell how we will transcend and go beyond the Sattva Guna even if we are in Tamo Guna, we can transcend ourselves. The Lord gives us. Today He gave us the process. No, go through that columnar form. Amanitvam, Adambitvam, Ahimsa, Kshantir, Arjavam. Go through that. We can transcend. Hare Krishna. This is also to be by hearted. Yes, Prabhu.
Upadrastano manta cha bharta bhokta maheshwara paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purushappara. Yet in this body there is another a transcendental enjoyer who is the Lord, the supreme proprietor who exists as the overseer and permitter and who is known as the super soul.
Haribol, you remember that formula no, PPT, that 5 horses are there, and 5 horses, that senses they are, and the reen is the mind, and there is a driver. But behind the driver, intelligence, and behind the driver, there's a passenger. That verse we learned. Unfortunately, this passenger will not interfere, will not give instruction to the driver. He has given the free will to the driver. Wherever you want to go, you go. However you want to go, you go. So he will only see here. Paramatma, what is it? But he will drishta. Yaha pashyati shapashyati. He will only keep on seeing what the soul is doing, where the driver is going. He will not interfere with the driver. So here, the Paramatma is only the seer. Paramatma is, of course, he is the enjoyer. But what I'm trying to tell is, he is, the soul has been given a free will. So Paramatma will not interfere. But remember one thing, unless and until the Paramatma sanctions, nothing can move. So seeing the deep desire, hankering, tomorrow's verse, hankering will come in 3 verses. Seeing the hankering, the Paramatma will sanction. One is going on, no, I want to smoke. So if I don't smoke, I will die, addiction. So then the Paramatma will give the sanction. Okay, go. He will give a vehicle also. Go. Or he will bring a cigarette and give it to him through somebody. One friend will come. You take this. He will give. Because the soul was desiring, hankering. That's what is Rajoguna. Tomorrow is again a continuation. Why these things happen? Tomorrow is the answer. Hare Krishna.
One who understands this philosophy concerning material nature, the living entity, and the interaction of the modes of nature is sure to attain liberation. He will not take birth here again, regardless of his present position.
Yeah, present position in the sense, because regardless of the present position, at the end what we do is only going to happen. Now we may be very good devotee, like Bharat Maharaj. Present position, he is a devotee. What happened? He had to be born as a deer. Parikshit Maharaj, in his present position, he has been cursed. 7 days he is going to die. But what will happen? He will be liberated at the time of death. So he doesn't have to come back again. He will not take birth here again. So, but you remember what I said in the beginning? Devotion without philosophy is enjoyment. Philosophy without devotion is dry speculation. So that is why Jnana Yoga has started after bhakti. To stay in bhakti, we need philosophy. All this understanding is very, very important to continue in bhakti. Hare Bol, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
That super soul is perceived by some through meditation, by some through the cultivation of knowledge, and by others through working without fruitive desire.
We have been learning through fruitive desire is Karma Yoga, cultivation of knowledge is Jnana Yoga, and perceived through meditation is Dhyana Yoga. So the super soul can be understood because Karma Yoga also culminates in Bhakti, Jnana Yoga also culminates in Bhakti, and Ashtanga Yoga also culminates in Bhakti. So karma yogis realize, karma yogis keep doing karma in order to purify their heart, and jnanis understand this through Brahman realization, and the yogis through Paramatma realization. So we have seen this all, right? So one can understand the super soul because once the heart is purified, the Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam, Lord himself will reveal his position. So purification of heart can happen only by the Navavida Bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. What is it? Pada Sevanam, Archana Vandanam Dasyam, Sakyam Atma Nivedanam. Otherwise, it cannot happen. Okay, Hare Krishna. Yesterday, you saw that a sage was outside the hut, and we told Kardaba Muni and Devahuti. So, Devahuti's son is Kapila Deva. They had, I think, 12 children. Kapila Deva, they had many daughters. And Kardaba Muni was about to take sannyasi. Then Devahuti told, no, what will I do? These many girls are there with me. Actually, strees are given protection either by the husband, first before marriage, father, or after that husband. And when the husband leaves, it is only by the son. So just before leaving for sannyasa, Kardaba Muni blessed her with Kapila Muni, and she accepted Kapila Muni. Kapila Muni is again the incarnation of Lord only. Kapila Muni, she accepted, Devahuti accepted Kapila Muni as her guru, and he gave this Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya means Sankhya. This 26 elements, all those things about the working senses, all Kapila Deva only gave it to Devahuti, and it came in Parampara. As we all know, every knowledge comes through Parampara. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Again, there are those who, although not conversant in spiritual knowledge, begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about him from others. Because of the tendency to hear from authorities, they also transcend the path of birth and death.
Lord is so merciful. Yesterday he told, finally, always fix your mind in me. He started, and finally he told, okay, Baba, whatever you want, you do. Bas, try and think that I am not the cause for the result. Nishkama karma. Not possible. He said, okay, be situated in self. If you remember 12.11, he told that only, it's okay, you be in self. That time also what happened? Again and again, if we keep on start hearing, some knowledge or the other, somewhere here and there we try to accumulate, that is also sufficient. Artho, Jignasu, Artharthi, Jnani, all come to me for something or the other. Still I make them devotee. He said, no, same thing here. He said, okay, little knowledge also you get no problem. But slowly and gradually, when you try to, that is why in 13.8 to 12, I told first one is causeless, this uninterrupted bhakti, agaitukin apratihata. Acharya Upasanam. It is there everywhere we saw, right? Acharya Upasanam is very, very important. So once Lord only gives the Acharya also. If you think my strength only, I will look for Acharya, not at all possible. Unless and until the Acharya also, spiritual master also knows that we are eligible. We have already prepared ourselves. If Acharya knows, he will automatically come through the mercy of that Lord. So again, hen came first, chick came first. The Acharya, the Lord gives Acharya, or Lord, spiritual master helps us to reach Krishna. So when small little knowledge we get, and the Lord himself will show us the Acharya. Otherwise, the knowledge 13.8 to 12 is not possible. Yes, Prabhu.
O chief of the Bharatas, whatever you see in existence, both moving and unmoving, is only the combination of the field of activities and the knower of the field.
So everything is him only, whether it moves or not, the Lord is there in everything. Okay, yes. Sorry. Yes, Prabhu.
Samam sarveshu bhuteshu nishtantam paramaishwaram vinashyat swan vinashyantam yapashyati sapashyati. One who sees the super soul accompanying the individual soul in all bodies and who understands that neither the soul nor the super soul is ever destroyed actually sees.
So in that example of horse, I told you, remember, yapashyati sapashyati. The super soul will never interfere, it will only see, but soul, super soul, Jiva and Paramatma, nobody can be destroyed because they are eternal. But whichever yoni it is, the super soul will accompany the individual soul. There is no doubt in it.
One who sees the super soul in every living being and equal everywhere does not degrade himself by his mind, thus he approaches the transcendental destination.
So when he sees the super soul, obviously because the Lord will give the knowledge to elevate ourselves from one level to another. Thus he approaches the transcendental destination. Who helps us? One who sees the super soul. The bird has only turned its face. If the bird turns his face again and see the super soul, then transcendental abode is our destination. Goloka Vrindavan is the only destination for us. Yes, Prabhu.
One who can see that all activities are performed by the body which is created of material nature and sees that the self does nothing actually sees.
Yeah. What can the soul do? Soul cannot do anything unless and until the mind is able to give a shape to the desire which the soul desires, plus the Paramatma sanction. Individually, the soul cannot do anything. That is the reason the soul needs a body to perform whatever it wants. Okay? Yato stito yada kasha. Same it is. Right? So 13 point. Yes, Prabhu. Read. Last line is not there. Yeah, read Prabhu.
The sky, due to its suitable nature, does not mix with anything, although it is all pervading. Similarly, the soul.
That is, similarly, the soul situated in Brahman vision does not mix with the body, though situated in that body. So the soul does not, Brahman vision does not mix with the body. It is pervading. What is meant by pervading? It is there everywhere, but yatakasha sthito. Same example you remember. See, the wind blows from one place to another. If it goes through some beautiful rose garden, it carries that aroma. Does it get mixed with that? No, it is aloof. When it goes next, that Chennai Kuvam is very, very famous, right? So the air goes through the same air. After passing the rose garden, it goes through the Kuvam. It carries that Durgandh. So it does not get mixed. It is aloof. Same way. The soul is there in our body, but it does not get mixed with. Yes.
O son of Bharata, as the sun alone illuminates all this universe, so does the living entity on within the body illuminate the entire body by consciousness.
Just now, Krishna only told, I am seated in your heart. But this soul gives consciousness to the entire body. Do we eat for the stomach? Do we eat for the hand? Do we eat for everything? No. One through the food pipe, it goes and it takes care of the entire body. Similarly, one sun for the one universe takes care of the entire universe. Same way, what happens? Does the living entity, Jiva, the soul consciousness is sufficient for the entire body. That is why another example Srila Prabhupada gives, you water the root of the tree. That is sufficient. Entire tree is taken care. Similarly, you worship Supreme Personality of Godhead. All the Devatas, everybody is taken care. No need to worship separately. Hare Krishna. So
One
beautiful.
who knowingly sees this difference between the body and the owner of the body and can understand the process of liberation from this bondage also attains to the supreme
One
good.
who knowingly sees the difference between the body and the knower of the body. One who knows Jiva is separate and Paramatma is separate. Jiva only can desire, Paramatma helps to sanction the desire. Both are separate, though they are part and parcel of the same. Right? One who understands, they will definitely reach the supreme abode. So Arjuna asks first sixth question, and the body, cha peace very important. I am also the knower. So there are two knowers, soul and the super soul. Both are knower of this body. Super soul knows everybody, soul knows only this body. Mai chananya yogena. Process of acquiring knowledge is through spiritual master. Okay, and then sarvataha pani padam, that is gayam. This object of knowledge is there everywhere. What is the object of the knowledge? Gayam is the Paramatma. Prakriti and Purusha. The union is known as what do you call? The Purusha, he creates this Prakriti, which it creates with the union of so many 24 elements. And final vision is Premanjana Churita. Unless and until we get that particular vision, Sanjaya saw that, you remember? So Premanjana Churita is very, very important in order to understand the difference between the both the knowers. Last verse we saw. So soul and the super soul. So Premanjana Churita Chakshu Vilochanaina Santa Sadeva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama